What is up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then it's just welcome to my channel, and now welcome back. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button because you will not be disappointed, unless of course it's your taste level that's lacking, girl, because it's not me, I assure you. Y'all, why? So I'm uploading this Wednesday instead of yesterday, because why go to film the videos? I have both videos for this week filmed. I go to edit them thinking I'm ahead, and the audio was wild. Your first time here, then it's just welcome to my channel, and now welcome back. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button because you will not be disappointed, unless of course, like, I don't even understand. I didn't change any settings on my mic. Used the same mic I'm using now, and I've been using for a while now. It's just crazy. I couldn't even bring myself to upload it, y'all. I scrapped them both, and this put me a day behind. So here I am on a Wednesday, and y'all actually get videos back to back, because I'm sticking to my Thursday. Also, I want to say, y'all was talking about give y'all some more Sharon Vaughn stories, girl. The way they running up the girls for they past discretions, some of them present too. I don't know if I could put my girl business out there. I might have to check some statute of limitations on a couple things in a couple states before I tell y'all some more of my mama business. But I wonder if she ever been to jail. I wonder if my mama ever spent a night in jail. Let's call her and see. She probably wouldn't even tell me.
What you want?
What I want? That's how you greet your favorite child?
I'm in a productivity meeting and I'll have to call you back.
Oh, okay, bye, girl. Child, she in a meeting at work. She said she gotta call me back. So hopefully, or maybe she'll do that before I finish. Please don't be fooled by the tone. I'm her favorite. Now she wanna call me back. Hello?
Yeah.
Girl, I'm calling to ask you a question. You can tell me the truth because I'm grown.
You grown?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
You ain't know that before I called?
No. I mean, yeah, I knew, but
Girl, you ever been to jail?
I ain't never been to jail.
Oh, they ain't never caught you?
She didn't call me.
That lady you kicked at the job, she ain't pressed charges?
Girl, ain't nobody kicked that lady.
Girl, that lady said you kicked her. I don't know.
I would have laid hands on her. I wouldn't have kicked her. They had to leave her and they ain't even investigating us. I was going to put my hands on her. If I was going to do anything, I wouldn't have been kicking her. That's what I told y'all.
And that's what you said? Girl, this is at your job.
I told her if I was going to do anything, it wouldn't have been I wouldn't have kicked her. If I was going to play my hands on her, it wouldn't have been by a kick.
Not kicking ain't your style.
She gave me a style. I would have put my hands on her.
Okay, Chi-Town. Chi-Town baddie. You kicked that lady. You was offended because that ain't your style of violence.
We ain't talking kick. We talked to swing.
Not you a swinger and not a kicker. Girl, I wonder if mom ever been arrested. Now, have you been arrested? Because you know that's two different things. And I feel.
Nope, I ain't never been arrested.
So they ain't never caught you. Have you ever run from the police?
No, and your auntie ain't never neither.
Who?
She might have ran, but
I know you ain't talking about because I remember going to jail for a weekend.
I don't remember her going
when she worked.
I remember she worked there. She was banned from.
Now, see, just like you forgot my auntie been to jail, you probably spent a little weekend too. I don't know. You been.
This girl here ain't going no time in nobody's jail. Be nobody's girlfriend or potential.
Oh, that's all I want. I wonder if this girl ever spent a night in jail because it's not something she would just tell me.
Oh, girl ain't been to jail. Ain't going to jail. Don't know what it look like behind them closed walls.
But you know what it look like in the front. You done visited a man in jail?
I ain't been to the jailhouse. I've been down on 201 property to go to court. That's it.
So there you have it, girl. She's swearing down she has never been to jail. Not even for an evening. Anyway, enough about my mama business. Y'all, the video we are talking about today is so messy and wild. I'm not gonna waste any time. We getting right into the things. So in the early 2000s, Jennifer Owens is living with her parents in Baltimore, and she is trying to find her footing in this thing called life. She becomes certified as a nurse's aide, which does not come as a surprise to anybody that had known her because Jennifer's always liked and enjoyed helping people. She finds employment at a hospital. She is enjoying her job and all of the things that have come along with this new opportunity. And she also finds herself a little man named Jason. Now, the two of them, they really hit it off. They fall madly in love and get a place together. And for the next few years, things are going great. I mean, sure, they have their ups and downs like any other relationship, but for the most part, things are good. Now, although she had her job down to the hospital, at some point, I'm not sure if she was looking for an additional job or if something happened with the hospital. But mama's found out there was an open position down to the Baltimore City Jail for a corrections officer. She applies and she is hired very quickly. Now, the Baltimore City Jail is a holding space for people who have pending trials. And just as quickly as Jennifer is hired, she comes to realize that this job is not as simple as her walking, pacing back and forth, telling the inmates what to do. She is harassed nonstop, whether it's sexually, child, or threatened with violence. Nevertheless, she pulls herself up by the bootstraps and she tries her best to make it work. And about 2 years into her employment, things in her personal life and her relationship become a bit rocky. She finds out that Jason has been cheating on her, so they begin to have issues, and somehow her personal business starts to circulate the jail. She also is noticeably different. She's not as cheerful, as bubbly as she typically is. Her appearance also takes a turn. She's not as upkept as she typically is. The other COs are noticing, the inmates as well, and one in particular makes it a point to give her some encouraging, uplifting words. You beautiful baby girl, and if he can't appreciate you, another man will. This inmate is 32-year-old Tavon White, aka Bulldog. And Bulldog is down to the jail with a pending attempted murder case. Now, he did a little bit of drug dealing on the outside, and he had gotten into this little turf war with another dealer, during which he tried to kill the man, which had landed him right there in jail. And Tavon is very high ranking in a street gang called the Black Gorilla Family. It is at the time the most dominant street gang in Maryland, well, in the Maryland prison system. But it far transcends the jailhouse and the prisons. They're out on the streets. They are in the Baltimore Central Booking Center, the Women's Center, shot everywhere. Okay? And they're running a lot of the things. Their organization is largely funded by drug trafficking and smuggling contraband in and out of the jails and prisons. And like I mentioned, Tavon is very high ranking. He serves as the commander of like the smuggling operation. He also has a reputation that causes a lot of the other inmates and some of the jail staff to be afraid of him. He is not to be played with. Everybody knows. But when it comes to the ladies though, Tavon has a much softer, kinder approach and rapport. Instead of giving the COs a hard time or flashing them, just being outright unpleasant with the girls. He is charming, he's charismatic, and he compliments them because he would rather see them smile than to see them frown. So of course when he catches wind that Jennifer is not being treated right, she having all these issues with her man, he wants to pull her to the side and uplift her. You know, let her know that she deserves better. Tavon lets her know if she ever needs anybody to talk to, she surely can talk to him. And after a while, she does begin to confide in him about her personal life and updating him once she decides to pull the plug on her and Jason's relationship once and for all. All of these things, all of the compliments, all of the uplifting and encouraging words that Tavon has for her, she really enjoys. It really makes her feel good. So she always makes time to talk to him, to be alone with him, to have their little sidebars, you know, in private. And with the jails being short-staffed, this is not hard for her to do. Anytime they need her to work overtime, come in on an off day, mama is down for it, okay? She's also appreciating the fact that with her budding friendship with Tavon comes a level of protection and respect that she wasn't previously getting because like I mentioned, all of the inmates feared him. So anyone that meant anything to him, they of course would not bother either because they didn't want to have to answer to him about it later. Then comes the day that the two of them are hiding and talking off of one of their little nooks and crannies, and Tavon leans in to kiss her. She does not stop him at all. Instead, she matches his energy. They just kissing in the closet. She is risking not only her job, but her freedom as well, because girl, that is a sex crime. And by the time he makes this move on her, she is practically putty in his hands. Mama's a smitten. Their jailhouse romance takes off from there. And before you know it, they are not just sneaking and having conversations all over the jail. They sneaking and hunching all over the jail. And they also have the help of several other COs and inmates that keep watch and enable them to do their little bumping and grinding in peace. And this is something that is happening on the regular, okay? They're getting it in all the time. At this point, Tavon is her man, and she is giving jailhouse first lady. Jennifer said that little piece of sex that she was receiving down to the jail, all in the closets, in the nooks and crannies and under the stairwell, was the best that she has ever had in her whole life. Tavon has her nose wide open. He is basically her man, and she is sticking beside him. That is what time they're on. So when he asked her to get him a cell phone and sneak it in, she is more than willing to do so. Because this also means that she would get to talk to him outside of work. She didn't have to leave work and leave her man behind. She could talk to him at home all the time. Next, he propositions her with the opportunity to make some money, what he calls some real money, by getting in on his contraband smuggling operation. Now, sure, if she got caught, she would be fired, possibly jailed, but Tavon also has people on his payroll working in security, and when the COs come in, they're not thoroughly searched, they're just patted down. And the ones that are in cahoots with him in this operation, they're a lot of times just waved through by the security guards who are paid to turn a blind eye. So the risk does not feel substantial at all. And so she agrees to join her man's business. Russell Carrington is a 34-year-old member of the Black Gorilla family as well. He's a higher ranking member than Tavon. Now, he too is having a personal relationship with another one of the COs who is smuggling in drugs for him. She is stuffing them right up her lady parts, baby, and walking right through the metal detectors undetected. Russell connects Tavon and Jennifer with his source, his plug, and they start sneaking in Percocet, selling them for like 5 times what they're going on the street. Now, not only is Jennifer being love bombed, she's being hunched better than she has in her entire life. She is now making thousands of dollars off of her cut. And Tavon has somebody on the outside give her the keys to 2 of his luxury vehicles, a BMW and a Mercedes-Benz. So mama is riding in style, and she got it all going on. Then Jennifer finds out that she is pregnant, and she is quite happy about the news. They're about to be a family. It is her hope that Tavon will beat his case, be let out of jail. Maybe she can be the one to unlock his cell door and let her man free. That'll be cute. She has a nice home for him to come home to, and he is making a lot of money, so it's not like he'd be freeloading off of her. And they're going to be a family. This is the vision that she has. But unfortunately for Jennifer, she and Tavon are not quite on the same page. Tavon has 3 other COs in rotation that he is sleeping with, doing the exact same song and dance with that he's been doing with Jennifer. Because the more COs that he can put into rotation, the more contraband he can get into the jail, which means more money for him. And that's the most important thing to this man. He also has male COs working for him as well for a cut of the profit. I don't know if he was hunching them as well or not. And Tavon is on average bringing in about $16,000 a month. And that's just on average. There were higher months, with the lower months being somewhere around $15,800. Between all of the COs he has in rotation, he's bringing in cell phones, tobacco, music players, several different types of drugs. And he also takes requests for things that people want. Like if you want something specific that he doesn't offer, he can make arrangements to get it to you for an extra fee, of course. Now, sometime after Jennifer gives birth to their child, she begins to hear whispers about him and all his business with these other COs. This causes a lot of discourse amongst the staff. The girls are fighting. They become very catty, very jealous of one another. And Jennifer, with the kid, is feeling like, baby, this is my man. We are a family. There will be arguments between the COs that become so heated they would have to physically be separated from one another to cool down. It was just a lot of mess. And even more messy once Jennifer finds out that she is now pregnant with her and Tavon's second child. Having 2 children by him now and their history makes her feel like she is that girl. She is number one. She's the most important to him, her and their little family. But he makes it quite clear to her that she is merely an employee. Now, she might be an elite employee, but an employee nonetheless. And he doesn't outright tell her this. It is confirmed for her when she finds out that all 3 of the other COs have now become pregnant as well. So in total, it's 4 of them with babies brewing for this man. And instead of being angry with Tavon, she is angry with the other women. Jennifer goes and gets Tavon's name tattooed across her neck. And then one of the other women, 24-year-old Katera, does the same, getting his name tattooed on her wrist. I told y'all this was messy. I may tell you a joke. Earlier, I mentioned that this particular jail is a holding space for people who have cases waiting to go to trial. Well, one of these inmates who is waiting on his court date, he decides to use all of this mess that's going on within the jail system as leverage, trying to get a lesser sentence for himself. He becomes an informant and he spills everything that he knows that's going on, all of the COs and everyone even above them that is involved in this corruption. He rats them out to the FBI, who then sets up a sting operation to confirm. They tap the phone lines of all of the jail staff that has been accused of being in on this, and it is very quickly confirmed that this man is not lying at all. They're also able to get a clear understanding of the entire operation because a lot of their business was being conducted over the jail phones, which I thought were already tapped, so I'm confusion about that. January 5th of 2013, Tavon can be heard boasting on this jail call about how he runs literally everything.
Final call in this jail, real and nothing go past it. My head in their mouth. Guess what they do? They gotta run it through me. They gotta run it through me.
After conducting a very thorough investigation and collecting all of the evidence, they finally feel ready to move in on the jail. And when they do, hundreds of FBI agents and officers flood the jail to round up all of the Black guerrilla family members, all of the corrupt staff that was at the jail already, and they go to the homes of the people who had not clocked in yet for the day to get them. In total, there were 44 people arrested. They're all charged accordingly for their involvement in the racketeering conspiracy. And just like the other inmate had done, Tavon decides to leverage his knowledge for his own gain. He too decides to act as an informant and cooperate with them. Tavon gets in there singing like Beyonce, okay? He tells on the other members of the gang that were involved. He rats out all of the COs that were involved, even the ones that he had impregnated. He did not spare them. He spared no one. And this is all, of course, in exchange for a lesser sentence for his involvement. And guess who still showed up at his sentencing to support him? Jennifer, his baby mama. She loved her man. Honestly, she probably thought he did what he had to do so he could come home early to me and the kids. That's just what I believe. I don't know. Now, when it is their turn to go to court, all 4 women end up taking a plea deal, which will require them to do 1 year and 1 month in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release. The 4 guards that he impregnated includes 31-year-old Jennifer Owens, 24-year-old Katera Stevenson, 27-year-old Shania Brooks, and 27-year-old Tiffany Linder. Now, of course, because Tavon told on everybody else, he was the very first to sign his plea deal, and he received 12 years for the racketeering, then another 20-year sentence for his pending attempted murder charge once that trial concluded. And his sentences are to be served concurrently, so that was another favor he got. Instead of him serving the 12 and then the 20 starting, the sentences will start at the same time. So he'll only be in jail for 20 years. Look at him, looking like Kenneth Petty. Jennifer ends up doing her time at a low security prison in Minnesota. Child, they sent her 1,000 miles away from her children. In all, there were 44 people who were charged within this racketeering conspiracy, 27 of which being guards. And the women who had these relationships with the inmates, they explained the benefits of these relationships in trial. They said that these men provided them a level of security and protection from not only the other inmates, but the staff as well. Apparently, the work environment was very hostile unless you was dating somebody that was locked up that they was afraid of. They enjoyed the inmates' physical and emotional availability. And according to court documents, high-ranking jail officials would hold town hall meetings with the gang members to discuss the operations within the facility. In addition to contraband, they facilitated robbery, assault, extortion, bribery, witness intimidation, witness retaliation as well. betrayal, money laundering, and obstruction of justice. The menu was long for the services they provided. That's how they was making all that money. Members of the Black Gorilla family had to pay dues, and anybody else, any other prisoner who was not a part or affiliated with them were taxed for any illegal activity that they had going on outside of BGF operations. Now, out of the 44 people who were charged, 35 of them accepted plea deals, 5 of them went to trial and were convicted, and 3 were acquitted, and 1 of them died before the trial was done. After this scandal, the Baltimore City Jail was completely shut down. Everybody who was left, the inmates and the staff, were all transferred to other facilities. Child, they just got the whole jail shut down because, well, I guess they are criminals, you know? They were just doing what they do. It's crazy. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Like the video before you leave. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. As always, I appreciate you so much for spending your time with me, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Peace. Bella, I can't do this with you right now, and you can't do this with me. At this point, not Tavon, girl, member of the Black Gorilla Mafia. No, why do I want to call them a mafia? They tapped the lines of all of the questionable staff from the prison. Okay, no. Jennifer is I know your mind and that you want this back, so I'm cool with that.